Right-hander James McDonald makes his anticipated 2013 debut this afternoon under sunny skies on the North Shore at PNC Park as the Pirates and the Chicago Cubs play the rubber game of a 3-game series. Hi again, everyone. With Bob Walk, I'm Tim Neverett. Robbie Ince-Mikowski joins us in a little while. The story today is James McDonald. Which James McDonald will pitch for the Pirates today? The one that pitched in the first half last year very successfully, or the one who went downhill in the second half last year?
Well, certainly that's a big question this year, is which J-Mac is going to show up here early in the season. He'll be under the microscope a little bit, and really, if you look at that graphic, that tells the whole story. Just absolutely great first half of the season. I mean, as good as anybody in baseball, and just fell apart at the end. And so that's why he's got something to prove here early in the year.
Clint Hurdle yesterday described his performance in spring training as, quote, all over the place. His opponent today, Travis Wood. Wood, with the fastball, improved last year.
Yeah, he's kind of established himself now in that Cub rotation. Not only does he have a job, but he's pitching third. So, you know, that means the Cubs are really looking to him to provide them a lot of innings this year. And speaking of facing left-handers and first half, second half, look at Andrew McCutchen's number versus left-handed fastballs before and after August 9th. Unbelievable numbers early in the year, just tearing them apart. It really fell off toward the end. Hopefully he'll pick up and just start smacking the ball against the lefties all over the place starting today.
McCutchen has hit the left-handers well traditionally, and not only Andrew McCutchen looking for something the Pirates haven't done yet, that's hit the home run, as the Bucks are looking for a long ball in Game 3 against the Chicago Cubs, hoping to take the series. Cubs and Bucks coming up from PNC Park. The Pirates out of the dugout moments ago as the Bucks and Cubs play the third game of this 3-game series. It's the rubber match. Series tied at a game apiece. Dale Swaim has his lineup like this today, where David DeJesus leads off, and Castro and Rizzo. Alfonso Soriano in 93 career games against the Pirates, a .317 average and 28 home runs. He has one hit in the series so far. Young Navarro will switch in a catcher behind the plate today. Brent Littlebridge back out there. He'll play second base.
Well, we've already talked quite a bit about James McDonald and what he needs to do. It basically comes down to this. He needs to get off to a good start this year. There are some pitchers we've talked about. Everyone knows Lariano, for one, is going to be coming back, and he's going to have a job. So it's going to be whoever is not doing the job in the rotation is going to be out of there. So James needs to get off to a good start because of the way his season ended last year. If he can do anything close to like he did in the first half, he'll be just fine.
Defensively behind McDonald in the outfield, left to right, Starling Marte, Andrew McCutchen in center. Jose Tabata gets the start in right today. The right-handed bat against the lefty Wood, and Alvarez, Barmes, Walker, and Sanchez around the infield, with Russell Martin catching the day game after the night game. And Jose gets the opportunity to get the start today. The right-handed hitting outfielder coming off the bench, and Garrett Jones on the bench today.
Yeah, there was going to be a platoon at first. Now it looks like now maybe the platoon's going to be in right field.
David DeJesus, he started opening day Monday, did not start the game last night. He takes outside for a ball. DeJesus, 263 last season, 9 homers and 50 runs batted in. Last night he did come in, hitting the 9 spot, went 0 for 2. And as part of a double switch. Wandy Rodriguez had an exceptional night last night.
And now he wears the coat.
He wears the coat now. Exactly. Shirt sleeves last night on the coldest night of the year. 33 degrees at game time. Had short sleeves on. There's a breaking ball in for a strike.
Now that's what we like to see out of James. And he can control that big curveball of his. He gets consistent with that pitch as far as location. That's when he can be really tough to hit.
McDonald's 1-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And keep an eye on McDonald. If he's working quickly, he feels like he's in a groove. Sometimes when he fusses around a little on the mound, he's having some trouble. But right now, so far, so good. Ray Searage keeping a watchful eye on J-Mac today.
A nice pitch from J-Mac. At that time, Russell Martin wanted that ball on the hands. He put it right there for the jam shot. After it's fouled off, you can see Russell Martin give him kind of a little acknowledgement there with the glove, saying, "Oh, hey, that's what I wanted." Good pitch.
2 ball, 2 strike pitch coming to DeJesus. Now it's full, 3-2. Donald starting with the 4-seam grip, and then if he goes to the curveball, he'll make it a spiked curve, almost knuckling that forefinger. Payoff pitch. It's high and outside, and the Cubs have a leadoff man aboard. One thing that McDonald knows he needs to stay away from is giving up first inning runs. In the first inning of his 13 second half starts last season, he gave up 19 runs.
Radar gun only had that at 89 miles an hour. We know he can throw much harder than that. You know, I wonder if he's trying to back off in that situation and just guide the ball over, which is always really a mistake. Not staying with your normal motion release point. It's something that a lot of pitchers will do when they don't feel comfortable with their control. They'll try to back off the fastball, thinking that, okay, I can put this in there. Won't be trying to throw it quite as hard, but it actually does the opposite. It makes it tougher to throw over the plate because you're slowing down your arm.
Ball 1 to Starlin Castro.
That's 91. Normally, we have seen J-Mac in the low 90s pretty much every time out. He doesn't vary a whole lot. We looked at that a little bit last year toward the end, thinking maybe that was what was happening to him, was his velocity coming down, and went back and checked the velocity month by month, and it really was pretty steady.
McDonald, 28 years of age, out of Long Beach, California.
His average velocity last year was At about 92 miles an hour.
Castro pops this one up. Marte and McCutchen converge. McCutchen will get it. 1 out.
Take a look at the location of that pitch. That was right there down the middle. Elevated out over the plate. Got popped up. So, that's the pitch that, and this is kind of like a little pet peeve of mine. You always read, oh, somebody made one bad pitch. Well, if that ball gets hit out of the ballpark, well, then that's your one bad pitch. But in reality, you throw numerous pitches out over the plate during the course of a ball game that don't get hit out. Sometimes they get popped up for outs.
You get lucky.
Yeah, so I don't ever like when I see, well, so and so made one bad pitch. No, that's not. You can go back, watch the game. A lot of pitches are in the heart of the strike zone that don't get hit in the river.
Well, Rizzo took advantage of a bad pitch by A.J. Burnett Monday, hit a 2-run home run.
That's what I'm talking about. If that pitch was popped up, it's not a bad pitch.
Because it produces an out.
Yeah.
So it's a good pitch. It's just a result of the play which determines whether it's a good one or a bad one. 1-1 is in there for a called strike. A ball and 2 strikes.
Really, that shouldn't be the way you judge. You shouldn't judge by results. You should judge like, okay, did I throw the pitch I wanted in the spot I wanted? And then the results don't make any difference. If you can say yes.
But most people don't know where you intended to throw that.
Yeah, only you know.
Right.
And probably the catcher. Although there's sometimes where the catcher, he's going to say, okay, I want fastball in, fastball away. In your mind, you're thinking, okay, I just got to throw a strike here. I'm going to try down the middle. That was a pretty close pitch there, just a couple inches maybe off.
Count is even to Rizzo. 2-2, 1 out and 1 on.
You can see that number 5 over in the strike zone, just off a little bit.
James McDonald, like most of the Pirates pitchers, or all the Pirates pitchers in spring training, really working on the running game. And Clint Hurdle saying that McDonald had a good spring in terms of that, keeping runners close. Rizzo hits this one in the air to left field. Playable for Starling Marte. 2 out. If you use Twitter, you can tweet us here in the booth. Busy Bucko. Breakfast with the Buccos here on the West Coast. Just hoping they don't turn the Wi-Fi off here at work. Let's win this series. Hashtag Bucks Booth. If you go to hashtag Bucks Booth, you can follow conversation throughout the course of the ball game.
And we'll be going that way.
Yeah, we're heading that way.
Right after the game.
I hope they don't turn the Wi-Fi off at work either. Soriano at the plate. Soriano draws a shift from the Pirates infield. Neil Walker playing right up the middle. Right side wide open with Sanchez holding the runner to Jesus. 2 outs in the 0-1. And in comes McCutchen, and he'll make the catch. So J-Mac walks the leadoff man, but gets the next 3 in a row. Pirates coming to the plate next. Seattle sends his lineup out there like this. Brought to you by Toyota. Marte and Martin in the 2 spot today with McCutchen third. Gabby Sanchez batting cleanup. .291 career against left-handed pitchers. And Pedro Alvarez moves from the 4th spot to the 5 spot today. Walker remains 6th. Jose Tabata batting 7th. Clint Barnes 8th. And the pitcher James McDonald bats 9th against left-hander Travis Wood.
Travis Wood he established himself as a big league starting pitcher now. He's got 61 starts at this level. Second year with the Cubs. And the Cubs will be looking to improve on those 156 innings. They would like him to, I'm sure, push it up toward 200. He'll get a few more starts also to do that if he stays healthy. Should get about 32.
Marte takes a strike. Starling got a hit last night, his first of the season, drove in a run. Pirates 3-0 win over the Cubs. 257 in 47 games last year. Being called up in July. And it's 0-2. A little different looking lineup today with Russell Martin batting second and Gabby Sanchez cleanup.
A couple of adjustments with the left-hander on the mound.
So Jose Tabata, he's in the 7th spot. Russell Martin hitting the 2 spot a number of times during spring training games. And it's not to say we won't see him hit second sometimes this year. Not to say we won't see Neil Walker hit second sometimes this year. Just depends how things go. Nothing in 2 to Marte. Wood winds and delivers home. It's inside for a ball. 1-2.
I've got a feeling Clint would like to get a lineup that is pretty stable this year. You got a lot of guys that you know are going to be out there day in and day out. And he would like to find a spot where everybody, it doesn't really even have to look where they're hitting. They have to come in and they know every day. But you know, that's harder said than done.
Marte in the air to right field. Scherholz waits for it. One out for the Pirates. Defensively for Chicago, Alfonso Soriano in left, David DeJesus in center. Nate Scherholz just made the play in right field. Valbuena at third, Castro, then Littlebridge and Rizzo on the right side of the infield, with Diana Navarro doing the catching today. Wellington Castillo not catching the day game after the night game. And Castro had an error last night, his first of the season. He had 27 of them last year. Former shortstop and skipper Dale Swaim is going to run him out there every day. Pitch inside to Russell Martin. But getting back to the lineup thing, isn't it better? And it's hard to get to the point where you can have the same 8 guys pretty much every day. But isn't it better?
I don't know if you ever get to where you have the same 8, but you can have maybe a core like 6 that's what you would like to have. You think back to the last time the Pirates were able to have some postseason teams, and you pretty much knew, for a long time what the middle of that lineup was going to look like every single day, with Van Slyke and Bonds and Bonilla. Jay Bell was going to be in the 2 spot.
Castro retires Martin on the foul ball.
So I mean, that's kind of what you want to be able to have, that core that really goes out there every day, and then you're going to change a few other players here or there depending on maybe who's pitching. But to have a set 8, boy, now that's really saying something, and that's a little on the rare side.
Well, this guy here doesn't have to check the lineup card much. He knows he's going to be in center field, batting third.
You see how many fastballs he gets in the strike zone, and what he does with them. First fastball missing well outside.
1-0 to Andrew McCutchen. 2 outs, bases empty. Bottom of the first. 1-1. A lot of shifts we have seen this series, and Cutch certainly getting defended that way. Good looking pitch on the outside part of the plate by Wood.
That was a fastball, but nothing you really want to swing at when you're ahead in the count. The pitcher's pitch, and he backed it up on another one. These last two fastballs, you don't want to hit those unless you have 2 strikes on you, which now he has. Look down at the strike zone, you can see where they were just painted right on the very edge. You're looking for something in the middle of the plate until you get behind.
That struck him out.
Pretty much had good part of the strike zone that time.
Well, Wood retires the Pirates in order. We go to the second, no score.
Pirates rotation where A.J. Burnett and Wandy Rodriguez, a 3-4-5, kind of up for grabs in a sense. Manager Clint Hurdle discusses that part of the rotation.
These guys all understand, too, that are in the 3-4-5 spots that we got other guys that are coming back. It's not a threat. It is what it is. We have depth, and Morton coming back, and Liriano coming back. So they know the importance of coming out and pitching clean and giving us a chance to win games.
And when he says that, guys, he's not talking about in a threat. It's just healthy competition. James McDonald, you ask him, they know what's going on, and they know what job they have to do.
Pitch to Nate Scherholz is up 1 ball, 1 strike, and it's not just that the guys at the back end of the rotation would automatically get replaced. I mean, if they're doing well, it might be somebody else who isn't doing well. And Francisco Liriano is ready to go, and then Charlie Morton after that.
Lloyd McClendon used to have a saying about making out the lineup that the players make out the lineup. He said they hit, they play. It's the same thing with the pitchers. If the guys that are out there at the start of the season, those 3, 4, 5 guys we're talking about, if they pitch well, they're not going anywhere. You're doing the job. You're doing the job. But that's highly unlikely that you have all 5 guys in that rotation all clicking at the same time. And so if somebody is not doing the job, usually there is somebody in that rotation that's scuffling a little bit. Well, that'll be the odd man out when Liriano comes back. And then it'll just evolve during the season, and there'll be injuries. We year after year after year, we talk about what's going to happen when this guy comes back. What's going to happen when this guy comes back? Whether it's a position player, whether it's the pitching staff, whatever. And then it seems like when you get to a day or two before it's happening, there'll be somebody get hurt, and it all works itself out. Always happens.
I guess you can't worry about it until there's something to worry about.
That's why you want that depth, because you can't get through a season with 5 guys in the rotation. It just never happens. I think the Reds came very close to that last year, and that was an incredibly rare thing.
Yeah, they had excellent pitching last year.
I think they had to use a 6th guy once or twice.
See Tony Watson available today after pitching an inning in the 3rd. chances are good if you do see Tony Watson, it'll be just as a situational left-hander today rather than to eat up some key outs. Speaking of eating up, what are you eating?
Cotton candy.
Cotton candy?
We're at a baseball game. You know, they have that kind of stuff here.
Oh.
It's delicious.
And Sherholtz down on strikes. Rung up by home plate umpire Phil Cuzzy. Good pitch by J-Mac.
J-Mac just able to just touch that top part of the strike zone with that curveball. I'm sure Sherholtz, with the look, he thought that ball was high. But you could tell over on the Ranger Resources scoreboard that ball was in the zone.
Deanna Navarro up there facing James McDonald. He and McDonald were in the Dodgers system at the same time. Russell Martin as well. Navarro, kind of a journeyman catcher these days, a switch hitter. 1-1. So you get the pink cotton candy, not the blue. You don't like the blue?
I don't consider blue to be cotton candy. I don't know what that is.
Navarro is out. 2 men gone for the Cubs in the second. Get ready for the Buccos 2013 season on a special edition of Inside Pirates Baseball. Jay Bell returns to the Pirates. Jason Grilli attacks his new role. James McDonald looks to recapture his form from early last season and much more inside Pirates Baseball 2013 season preview. Presented by Allegheny Sports Medicine, Saturday 8 p.m. on Root Sports. Third baseman Valbuena takes ball 1 from J-Mac. Talking about Jay Bell, he's going to join us live from the Pirate dugout next inning. Valbuena pops this one up to center field. Andrew McCutchen opens up the back pocket. And a 1-2-3 top of the second for James McDonald. We'll visit with the new Buccos hitting coach, Jay Bell, when we come back.
Is brought to you by Toyota. Now's the time to go places with Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com for special offers. And by PNC for the achiever in you. Let's go Bucks.
Along with Bob Wap and Riley Innsmikowski, Tim Nevero on the North Shore today. No score, bottom of the second inning. Cubs and the Pirates. Glad you joined us. Gabby Sanchez takes the ball inside from Travis Wood. Notice it's much warmer today, Bob.
Much warmer. Very nice. When the sun was shining in here this morning, it was great.
My indicator was you didn't wear a hat today.
No hats today. That's just it has to be below freezing for the hat.
Well, whenever I see you without a hat, I know that it's warm enough to not wear a jacket. Now that's a hat. It's a different kind of hat.
That's what we need to start seeing, some flowers. We need spring to get here.
Anybody mention anything to you about that hat you wore last night? I wasn't
No.
sure. Haven't heard a thing.
No. Thank goodness, because I was worried about that. I didn't want it to be a distraction. Dash, thank you.
Yeah, it wasn't a distraction at all. It was an attraction.
Yeah, you gotta dress for the weather. You know that. Oh,
Yep,
very nice.
That's you on the right and Boris Badenoff on the left.
You know, there was a lot of signs out there. I don't know if you saw it. That wanted me to run for mayor. I was thinking more like maybe party chairman, but more like.
Yeah, that's a hat you'd see in the Kremlin. Up high and a leadoff walk. Pirates with the leadoff man aboard. 50 degrees right now after sub-freezing temperatures last night.
Definitely an upgrade.
The forecast is more like spring. That's more evidence of it.
We're hoping, and I'm sure everybody in this area is hoping, that when we come back from California in a week or so, that winter will finally have pulled out for good.
Pedro Alvarez, 250 so far in the young season. He does have 1 run batted in. Takes a big cut. 0-1. Well, that picture of you with the hat, you had a real serious look on your face.
It's a serious game. Oh, look at that.
There you go.
Just as I say, it's a serious game. Look.
He's got the flaps down and everything. Elmer Fudd.
It's 50 degrees. He's going to be sweating in that hat.
Well, it's a little colder next door. So he's obviously
going to go do some little deer hunting or something. Yeah. That's what he looks like. A little wrong time of the year, isn't it?
He'd be poaching if he went
he's
today.
He's off by a little bit. It's time to bring out the fishing gear.
Well, you can go to hashtag Bucks Booth and tweet us and let us know whose hat you like better, Bob's last night or Steve's today.
Well, at least mine was appropriate in the weather.
Yeah, but if Steve's trying not to get shot by other hunters, this is appropriate, at least in color. Look at that fishing license.
Now that's what you need right now. That's what we're bearing down on fishing season.
Yeah, that's timely camera work right there.
Poor Richards. Erie. Poor Richards. That's an Erie. I've been there many times.
Yeah. The steelhead.
Yep. That's where you get your steelhead license.
Go Bucks! Go fishing, go Bucks!
I'll bet you he's a steelhead man.
He just said, "Go fishing, go Bucks."
I like that.
3-2 to Pedro. On the ground. There's one. And there's two. Double play as Valbuena tossed to Castro. Lillibridge was playing closest to first base, so the third baseman came across the bag, so that'll be scored 5-6-3.
Not in my book. I'd write that 6-5-3. But that's my book.
That's your book.
Mine's not official.
But you don't have a book.
If I had a book, that would be written down as a 6-5-3. Because that would tell me, if I look back later, what happened.
You look at it now, it's 5-6-3.
And that tells you nothing.
It tells you that if you don't write down they're in a shift, you'll never remember. Neil Walker batting right-handed, ahead in the count, 2-0.
Like if a center fielder and a left fielder switched places for a hitter, and there was a fly to center, you wouldn't say it was a put out by 9, would you?
No, because 9 would be in right field.
or 7. Or 7. You know my point.
I know what your point is.
So, I mean, so why do you do it in the infield?
Just to make it tough on you. Somebody had it out for you.
They changed positions for a hitter. So the scoring should reflect that.
Walker looks one toward right field. Here comes Sherholtz. Oh, the diving grab.
Fine play.
Robbing Neil Walker of a base hit. It's Sherholtz. Fine defensive play. Sinking line drive, and he's able to haul it in. Head to the third. Scoreless in Pittsburgh. Fairly nice afternoon at PNC Park with Bob Walk. I'm Tim Everett. Happy to have with us Pirates hitting coach Jay Bell joining us from the Bucco dugout. And Jay, I know a lot of folks are real happy to see the old Bucco back in the Bucco uniform.
Well, thanks, Timmy. I appreciate that. It's awfully nice to say. It's awfully nice to be back here in the Berg. It's a beautiful day. I tell you what, this is a great opening series for us, and hopefully we'll win 2 out of 3.
Well, McDonald facing Lillibridge, and Lillibridge hits this one right to McCutchen for the first out.
Hey, Jay, I've been talking about the question mark for me this year is more pitching than hitting. I really feel confident about this club putting up runs. You feel the same way?
I really do, Walkie. I thought you were going to say your big question mark was the hitting coach.
No,
never.
But
as I watch these guys at spring training, get to know them a little bit. It was awfully nice. You talk to the guys about their approaches, that kind of stuff. Gabby Sanchez was fantastic this spring. Just getting to know them a little bit and talk to them about their approach and their setup and that kind of stuff was a lot of fun. It really was. Just to get to know them a little bit and just try and figure out who they were.
Can I ask you a defensive question? It's not even about the Pirates.
Sure.
Well, it's kind of a general thing. And we were talking about this a little bit last night, and it came up earlier here with Castro. It looks like he is starting out on just a fabulous career.
Yeah.
Made an error last night. Made 27 errors last season. I mean, you're a Gold Glove shortstop.
Yeah.
Why do young shortstops, even the ones that turn out to be elite, seem to struggle defensively first couple years?
Well, I can go back to 1985, and so can Derek Jeter. I made 56 errors or 52, somewhere around in there, in 110 games in A-ball, and just progressively got better and better and better. I think it's pace. I think it's knowing your internal clock and understanding how to control that. I think a lot of times as a young player, you want to do a lot of things. You want to prove yourself, and that game gets fast out there. And that was one of the things that I was really fortunate to have over the course of my career early was some veteran pitchers that allowed me to that talk to me about slowing the game down and just having fun with it. I go back and I think about Doug Jones and Phil Negro and quite a few of those guys. And then whenever I got here with you and even Jerry Royce, it was there were some guys that just allowed me to slow the game down and just to learn myself. And after a while, especially going into that '93 season, I'd figured things out. But he's going to be a really good one. I'm excited about watching him over the course of his career. But whenever it comes down to it, it's in that position right there, he has to have the mentality that I'm going to take care of my pitchers, and that's for me. Whenever you look at it, Clint Barmas, that is something he's done over the course of his career extremely well.
One of the things that we've been talking about here for the last couple years, cutting down on strikeouts with our club. What kind of a game plan is in place this year to try and make that happen?
Yeah, I tell you what, I did not mention strikeouts one time to the hitters this spring, and I talked to them about being aggressive in their zone. Hitting is a violent act, but I talked about being controlled in your violence, making sure that that you know exactly what zone you're attacking, and that thought process, Walkie, was very good. I think we were just over 2-to-1 in strikeout to walk ratio this spring, which is really encouraging. Of course, the first game of the season we struck out 10 times against Margin, but you're going to run into a number one starter that's got good stuff. But that's what we're looking for. We're looking for I can live with 2-to-1. That'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
But 5-to-1 I think is what it was last year, something like that. That's a little extreme. But we will not have a mindset of being passive at all. It'll be attack, but attack within the strike zone. It's a small zone. Be there. Don't panic if you get strike one. It's not that big of a deal. You're still in command of the at bat. Really, whenever it comes down to it, that pitcher's in control when he has 2 strikes. But prior to that, he shouldn't force me. He shouldn't force me to swing out of my zone.
1-1 pitch coming to Starlin Castro. Fouls it back, so 1-2, 2 outs, 2 strikes at the top of the 3rd inning. Travis Wood is the runner at second base. I know we'll talk probably more in depth another time about it, Jay, but I remember you telling me in spring training one of the things you look for as a hitter and one of the things you're trying to translate to the Pirates hitters is to look for 2 things, and that is fastball high and spin.
Yeah, well, no, that was my approach. That was my thought process. I talked to them about making sure that they walk before they step into that box, have their key words. For me, that was my key word. Those two key words or phrases or whatever you want to call it, they were mine. And so some guys like Kutch, he's rhythm and hands. That's it. That's his key words. That allows him to have a mindset going in that box. It tells him something that will create a mechanical movement without thinking about mechanics. If you start thinking about mechanics, then you're in trouble.
And Castro base hit to center. That's going to score the pitcher Wood, and the Cubs on the board first, 1-0.
It's so interesting, Jay, to hear you talk about your mindset and your approach to hitting. It applies almost identical to the art of pitching too. The same thing about not having to think about mechanics. It's crazy how similar the 2 acts are, the pitching and the hitting.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Walkie. Whether you're playing defense out in the field or whether you're pitching or whether you're hitting, the art is still the same. You still have to get a good load. You still have to have an aggressive move back towards an area that you're throwing to or hitting to, and then it's still an attack. But I remember talking to Doug Jones about what he said to himself whenever he was pitching. He said, Jay, all I try to do is take my mouth to home plate. He said that's all I try and do. Mike Morgan was he talked about getting his hands or his fingers on top of the baseball, and so it was a simple thing that created something mechanically. Without thinking about the mechanics of it.
You try to do the same thing with the hitters. Give them a little key that makes everything fall in place.
Absolutely.
Well, McDonald now facing Anthony Rizzo with Castro at first base. Chatting with Jay Bell, Pirates hitting coach. And you got an assistant, Jeff Branson.
Yeah, I tell you what, he has been such a godsend for me. I tell you, he's had a lot of history with a lot of the guys. We're very similar in thought process. He says it a different way sometimes than I do, but you know, we've worked extremely well together. We've had a great we've got a great relationship. We always have. We've known each other for a long time, so we've just you know, we've had a great time. You know, shoot, we spend a couple hours every day down there together in the cage, and so you know, some of the conversations are really nice, and you know, from talking about hitting, the art of hitting, to some of the stuff that we did competing with one another over the years. So it's been enjoyable. I tell you what, I couldn't have picked a better guy to spend every day with, and you know, hopefully he'll say the same about me. I don't know if he will or not. I haven't asked him yet what he thinks about me. I really don't care.
Well, Jay, appreciate the time today. We'll see you on the plane.
Thank you, fellas. I'll see y'all.
All right, Jay Bell with us, Milwaukee's former teammate. Saw him coming to the rescue in that game. We were watching some highlights of earlier game you got ejected from when you hit a guy by accident. Maybe we'll bring that up. Fly to center field, and McCutcheon will make the catch. Cubs get a run on 2 hits. They leave a man through 2.5. Cubs 1, Pirates nothing. Third inning on a day for Hatch. Still a little cool, 45 degrees, but the temperature is climbing. Now, Bob last night, that's post game with the flaps down. Steve today, a little bit more colorful.
No, no, flaps down in the post game. That was Brownie's fault. I didn't really want to do that. He forced me. He forced me to go flaps down.
Well,
actually, at that point, it was about 28 degrees, so it wasn't a bad idea on his part.
With the flaps down, you look like Bullwinkle Moose without the antlers.
I was told I look like John Candy in this. The flaps up.
Uncle Buck.
Yeah.
Was the movie. Jose Tabata swinging a miss. Quickly, he's behind 0-2. Steve Blass' hat is way better, far more embarrassing. It's from Jolly Roger.
I'll agree with that.
0-2. Jose takes up high, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
See, I couldn't go too crazy because it has to, whatever we wear has to be root style approved.
So. You're 0-2 now, Bob. As much as I like Bob's hat last night, I got to go with Steve's. Thanks for the tweet, Dave.
It's all right. Doesn't bother me. Steve has been setting the pace for me for many, many years now. He's my leader.
Now, how about that hat right there? Red plaid.
Really nice. red plaid with ears.
Jose hits this one out of play down the right side. Boy, that is a good looking hat.
That's the hat of the day for me. It's got the flaps.
You need one of those. Look at that. Bob needs a hat rather to match his cotton candy, so it would be a pink hat.
No, I won't be wearing any pink hats, sir. Yeah, there's a spring hat.
Getting closer to the Kentucky
Flower
Derby.
on there.
2-2 now to Jose. And now Steve just looking at the hat.
Thinking about it. See, now I actually wore my hat. Steve just put it on for the camera. I think that has to go into the voting a little bit.
Yeah, they're tweeting about it right there. Full count pitch coming to Jose Tabata. Down to third, Valbuena will throw across and get him. One down for the Pirates in their half of the third inning. He's trying to find a way to get a run against Travis Wood. Wood is 3-1, by the way, at PNC Park in 4 games. 3 of those are starts. There's an ERA of 2.20 in this ballpark. Former Cincinnati Red. Part of the Sean Marshall deal 2 years ago that sent Marshall from the Cubs to the Reds. And Travis Wood and Cubs outfielder Dave Sapelt is on the bench today, part of that deal.
One of those left-handers, it's not really all that impressive when you just look at the velocity numbers and that sort of thing, and it all comes down to control. We saw Wandy last night.
Clint Barmes with a base hit. And he's going to round first, head for second. Barmes in safely with a double, his second double in as many games. Good hustle by Barmes, as he knew Soriano was going to be a while before he could get to that baseball.
J-Mac, I think, as everybody agrees, is our best hitting pitcher. He's got a chance now to help himself out with a runner in scoring position as Barmes catches that breaking ball with the head of the bat. Just going to drop the head of the bat right to it. Good hustle out of the box made this double possible because Soriano was able to cut it off. Then ball never got down in the corner.
Tying run in scoring position, 1 out.
See if J-Mac can drive him home.
This one back at third. Castro on the run, and he won't get it.
Overran it a little bit. He got too deep, had to come back for the ball.
So that change in route at the last second.
Yeah, he had to come back for the ball.
Catcher Deanna Navarro out to talk to the pitcher Wood. That gave Castro a chance to regroup.
Valbuena was playing so shallow. If he would have been playing back a little bit, he would have had a shot to maybe make that catch. But on that last pitch, he was way in on the grass for some reason. He was out of the play.
0-2 now to McDonald. Last year, McDonald broke up Matt Cain's perfect game in San Francisco. He had the only hit.
That was
for the
earlier in
Pirates
the
that
season,
day.
too, wasn't it?
That was about a year ago tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, we started the season a little later last year, so it was the 13th of April. Check swing roller down to third base. And Valbuena throws out McDonald, 2 gone. So 2 out, man at second. Back to the top of the order in Starling Marte. Don't miss live music at PNC Park this season. Fan Jam kicks off June 1st with Kool and the Gang. And Blues Traveler will bring PNC Park to their feet June 15th. Iron City Beer presents 2 explosive shows with Sky Blast featuring Third Eye Blind August 31st and Neon Trees September 21st. For tickets, pirates.com/concerts. Lots of fun planned here this summer. Hope you're going to be a part of it. Marte has a chance to tie the ball game up. He did have an RBI base hit in last night's game. 1 ball, no strikes to Marte. Yeah, the interesting thing about that game with the Giants last year, that was in the 6th inning when J-Mac got his hit. It was an opposite field single, kind of a check swing single almost. And Kane was perfect up until that point, and then after J-Mac's hit, he was perfect the rest of the way. This one's going to hang up in the air for DeJesus. And the Pirates will strand a man. 1 hit, no runs. We'll go to the 4th, 1-0 Cubs. Ludwig, former Pirate, had a good year last year with the Reds. Very productive season in terms of producing runs. He's going to be out for 3 months. Soriano starts things off for the Cubs in the 4th. Sorry. Did you get some on you there? Get some of that cotton candy on you?
Forgot the mic was right there.
That's right. 1-0 pitch. That's he's striking a breaking ball, 1-1. Bob gets, personalized special delivery before the game.
Yeah. Ricky, you're taking care of me, isn't it?
Yeah, Rick took good care of you today. 1-2.
Got that handlebar mustache going. Opening day, it looked flawless.
Now there's blue cotton candy.
I don't know what that is.
You don't
I'm
like
not sure that's cotton candy. I don't know what it is.
Is it like a cloud on a stick? What is it? I know last year during the game we had both blue and pink up here. I think you were an equal opportunity cotton candy guy at that point.
Nope. I only have pink. That would be the color that you would eat, I guess, if you were a designated hitter.
Oh, okay. So ban the blue?
Yeah, to keep the blue cotton candy in the American League. I can live with that.
Soriano pops this one out of play. Foul. So that's American League cotton candy. So the cotton candy you eat is exclusively from the senior circuit.
The ink on the American League baseballs used to be that kind of color of blue.
Soriano hits this one high in the air to left center. In front of the notch, it's Starling Marte. 1 out for the Cubs.
Had a lot going against him there. Wind's blowing in. He hit it at the notch, and it's early April, cold. Ball's not going very far. most of the times this season he hits one like that, he'll have himself a home run.
And his home ballpark, I think Marte runs out of room. But not here. It's very deep in left center. Nate Scherholz 0 for 1. He struck out looking in the second inning. Pirates and Cubs will play a total of 19 times this year, 6 series. And the Bucks will go to Chicago for the first time this season in June. 0-2 to Scherholz. And J-Mac's pitch. Missing inside. But 3 different trips to Chicago this year. With 6 teams in the division prior to this year. Sometimes you just take 2 trips to certain divisional cities. But now that there's 5 teams in the Central, it'll be interesting to see how things play out in terms of wins and losses. And conversely, in the American League West, where they went from 4 teams to 5, things should be different for them as well. And Scherholz takes a pitch inside. It's 3-2.
Or maybe not. It's Houston.
Still get to see Houston. The Astros will be coming in here later in the summer. A broken bat roller to the right side. Sanchez handles it. Tosses to J-Mac for the out. 2 down. Robbie's out in the Rivertown Brewing Company Hall of Fame Club.
I am, and I have one of the new burgers on display here that you can get here in the Rivertown Brewing Hall of Fame Club. And this is the brunch burger. It's one of the new items offered here at PNC Park. It's sandwiched between a donut. Now, here's the cool thing. You got an over-easy egg. You got cheddar cheese. You got smoked maplewood bacon. And the burger itself right there, if we can get to it, it's 40% bacon infused, 60% ground beef, and it's all sandwiched between a glazed donut that's grilled. And, of course, the black and yellow and white sprinkles on that. And any fan with a ticket can access it and get it anytime.
Well, time to go get one right now as the Cubs got an order at the top of the 4th. Look at that donut burger with bacon. Park before, during, and after every Pirates home game. Stop by the Rivertown Brewing Hall of Fame Club right there. It's open to all fans. All you need is a game ticket. Grab a bite to eat or enjoy the drink specials after the game. It's all at the Rivertown Brewing Hall of Fame Club. Join us next time you're at the ballpark. And you might be able to get one of those brunch burgers that Robbie just showed us. Right there. And look at that. It's got Jimmy's on top of it, too.
Delicious. Just look at the chips. Huh? That has everything. You couldn't ask for a better hamburger.
I just noticed there were chips after he showed us everything that was in there. I didn't even pay attention to the chips.
There's probably even room to throw a couple of those chips onto the burger. Grilled, glazed on it. Nice egg.
Is that a diet egg he's got on there?
Has all the food groups you need right there.
1-1 to Russell Martin.
We will have one of those before the year's out.
Keep talking about it. Might show up before the day's out. And Martin fouls it back, 1-2.
I can't put that on top of cotton candy. It wouldn't work out right.
Oh, Wayner should be here soon. He'll help us out.
Tad.
There they are. Rivertown Brewing Company Hall of Fame Club. Great way to watch the game.
It really is a nice place to go for
a
couple innings, especially the way the weather has been. Just kind of get warm.
Martin down on strikes. 1 out for the Pirates in the 4th. Hey, you don't need a special ticket or anything to get in there. Just whatever game ticket you have will get you in there.
There's your view. See that one window there that the one gentleman on the left standing in front of? That actually opens up. We did a ball game from there a few years ago.
Do the Root Sports auction.
Set up a booth
night
right
out there too, don't you?
Yeah, that's where all the phone calls take place.
0-1 to Andrew McCutchen. He struck out swinging in the first. Travis Wood winds and fires home, and McCutchen swings through it. 0-2. Wood's got some good life on his fastball today. Might not be too overpowering in terms of the velocity, but seems like the ball's jumping around a little bit out of his hand. And McCutchen, for the second time, goes down on strikes.
Well, we highlighted in the open the numbers that he had last year, hitting left-handers fastballs. So we were going to watch this afternoon, and it hasn't been a lot of fun to watch so far. He's going right at him with fastballs, trying to keep him away on the outside corner, and so far Kutch isn't liking it.
Travis Wood to face Gabby Sanchez. Sanchez reached on a base on balls his first time to the plate today. Sanchez led the team in home runs and RBIs in spring training. Earned himself more playing time at first base to start the season. Came into camp in terrific shape. Ready to begin his first full season with the Pirates. Came over the trading deadline. In fact, joined the team in Chicago last year at the trading deadline. That's where he first met up with the Bucks after being sent over from the Marlins.
Through spring training, he looked like the hitter that he was for a couple years there with the Marlins. Very dangerous, aggressive, good pop in the bat. And if that's truly the type of hitter that the Pirates are going to see this year from him, that's going to be a big boost to this offense. Be able to give Pedro a little protection from the right side, hitting behind him when Pedro's hitting cleanup. Opposite this afternoon.
To right field, Scherholz puts it away, and it's a 1-2-3 fourth inning for Travis Wood. 1-0 Cubs after 4.
On Root Sports is brought to you by Barrel Automotive. We're driven to be better. And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks.
Nice afternoon in the Berg. 1-0 Cubs. Pirates trying to make it a better afternoon. They get the bats going. Pirates just one hit so far. That belongs to Clint Barmas. It was a double. Cubs with only 2 hits, but they managed to produce a run. Luis Valbuena, the third baseman. 1 ball and 1 strike. Valbuena 0 for 1. He flied to center in the second inning. James McDonald making his debut today in 2013. And so far things have gone his way for the most part.
Hey, pitching well. 1 run on 2 hits in 4 innings. It's no big deal.
Valbuena, weak swing. Fooled by the pitch.
Not good bat speed there.
No. One, 2. Even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pirates head to the airport immediately following the game. They'll jet to the West Coast. And tomorrow night, game 1 of a 3-game set over the weekend with the Los Angeles Dodgers. There's another weak swing by Valbuena. Strikeout and 2-3 goes the put out. 1 out for the Cubs in the 5th.
Valbuena definitely does not like the curveball. He can't keep from running that bat out. Keeps hunting fastball. Good job by Mark. Immediately turned that glove over, started getting the knee down. And 2 strikes, even though there's nobody on base. 2 strikes, you got to block the ball. You never know, the hitter might swing at it as he did there. Well, take care of your umpire too. You don't want to just be nonchalant, let balls go through you and beat up the umpire. He appreciates it if you get in front of it.
Phil Cuzzi calling the balls and strikes today. Chris Guccione, Tom Hallion, and Ron Culpa, the veteran crew. To right center field, and Tabata make the catch. Today's Day Automotive, this day in baseball history. Automaker Hugh Chalmers introduces the idea of a most valuable player to baseball. He did so while announcing that he would give a new car to the MVP of each league, as selected by the baseball writers. Next to Day Automotive, we're going to make your day. And Travis Wood flies out to end the inning. 1, 2, 3. Quick work for James McDonald. Took him only 9 pitches to retire the Cubs.
I remember how I felt, and I couldn't control my emotions. I remember I had tears in my eyes. I wanted it that much.
Relive our region's most memorable games on a new series, Sunday Night Classics. On this week's episode, the Pens clinched their first ever trip to the Stanley Cup Finals after defeating the Bruins in Game 6 of the 1991 Conference Final. To hear from Peter Taglianetti, the old 2-9er Phil Bourque, Bob Erie, and Steige as well, while you relive this unforgettable game. Sunday Night Classics, 7:30 on Root Sports. You'll be relieved to watch it when you relive it. Good day at the ballpark today.
Good inning to get the bats going.
Yeah. Pirate offense just with one hit. Alvarez will lead off for the Bucks. It'll be Pedro, then Neil Walker, and Jose Tabata. Travis Wood has faced just one over the minimum so far. That's because he gave up a double in the third inning to Clint Barmas. Pirates sent 4 men to the plate that inning.
Aggressive hack at that one. First pitch breaking ball. Pedro didn't hold anything back.
A little bit late that time.
That time he a little more defensive with his swing. Definitely was just late.
Jay Bell, hitting coach, joined us earlier. Talked about the key words that guys have when they go to the plate. They consider their approach. On a play, foul ball. Travis Wood from Alexander, Arkansas.
We should have key words like just before the open starts, get us locked in.
Really? Yeah. What would you use?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that.
Okay. 0-2 pitch, and Pedro lets it go outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Breathe and smile. Just breathe and smile.
Breathe and smile. Don't blink.
Yeah. See, and then everything else just follows. You have those 2 things going for you. You don't freeze up. It's your turn to talk.
Do you have keywords when you were pitching?
Yeah, please throw strikes.
Don't let him hit this. Wood, a long look in. Now Wood ready to go. And the 1-2 to Pedro Alvarez. Oh, back. So Pedro getting a piece of it. You know, Pirates last year in day games, 29 and 26. And Pedro Alvarez hit 288 in 49 day games. He had 18 home runs during the day, most since Willie Stargell had 19 in 1971. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Opening series, Pirates and the Cubs. Final day of it. A little nubber off the end of the bat toward Castro. He flips on to first.
Had a little crazy sideways spin on it, kind of cued off the end of the bat. Castro was coming in a hurry to get to that because he wasn't sure what he was going to have to deal with. That ball, that second hop, it kicked to Castro's right. A little crow hop. Sidearm delivery. Right on the money.
Walker hits this one well to center field, but the Jesus has a beat on him. 2 out. Jose Tabata will follow Walker.
Walker hit that one very well, but just didn't get it placed in a gap or down the line.
asked Neil in the clubhouse today if he thawed out after last night. He said, yeah, he came in the clubhouse right away, went in a cold tub. Then he started laughing, of course, because he didn't do that. Oh, 1 to Jose. Fouls it off, and it's 0-2. This cold temperature is one thing, but as professional ball players, you have to play in elements that you can't control. Today, not bad. Pirates won't have to worry about things for the next 6 games in LA and Arizona.
A few months from now, we'll be talking about how players have to deal with this heat here in St. Louis.
Right.
That's usually what they're having to deal with more often than anything else. Get in the middle of the summer, go to the hot places.
Jonathan Sanchez made the club as a non-roster invite. He'll start tomorrow night against Zach Greinke of the Dodgers. First pitch scheduled for 10:10 Eastern time. So stay up late with us from the West Coast. 1-2 pitch. And that one's in the dirt. Of course, you got a doubleheader, right? Get the Penguins and then Pirates. So no reason to change the channel at all tomorrow night. Greinke went 15-5 last year. Sanchez with the Royals 1-9. But really finished up his spring training very well for the Pirates. Earned himself a spot in this rotation. Soriano charging. Here comes DeJesus. DeJesus well in front of Soriano will make that catch. Pirates gone in order for the second consecutive inning. Invites runners and Pirates fans of all ages to the Pittsburgh Pirates 5K home run presented by Service Link. Saturday, April 13th, the race will tour the North Shore and finish on the field at PNC Park. Families can participate in the 1 mile family fun run. All proceeds benefit Pirates charities. To register, pirates.com/5K home run. James McDonald pitching to the top of the order. David DeJesus, who is 0 for 1 with a walk. Fun run ought to be great again this year. Annual home run. 5K, 3.1 miles. Comes with a 1-0 lead. They scored in the third.
What would that take you? About 15 minutes, 20 minutes?
What, to do 5K? I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes.
Oh, that's quick.
That's just to think about it. No, seriously, it's going to take about a little less than half an hour. If you have a bike, a little quicker. Here's a 2-ball, 1-strike pitch. 2-2. David DeJesus still without a hit this season. He's 0 for 7. James McDonald delivers 2-2. Foul. McDonald 0-3 against the Cubs in 7 career games. 571 earned run average against Chicago, trying to get a win against.
Nothing wrong with the start today. This is what I think everybody, including James, was hoping for. He would come out and get both his pitches, the fastball, curveball. Those are the 2 main things. Get those in the strike zone with consistency. And when he does that, usually good things happen. And oh, that was a nice pitch there. It's borderline high, but he got the call.
He strikes out DeJesus. 3rd strikeout this afternoon for J-Mac.
Might have been a smidgen high.
Kelsey rings him up. J-Mac gets the punch out. Castro had the run scoring single, allowing Travis Wood to come around to score. That was in the 3rd inning. Castro 1 for 2. Currently hitting .300. It's hard to put much stock in statistics until maybe the first 20 games or so. Certainly the first 3, really, they're all skewed. They're all over the place.
Yeah, stat sheet really doesn't mean a whole lot. It's kind of like spring training. You won't really know for a while.
In fact, after opening day, I didn't use one yesterday. No sense in using a stat sheet yesterday. 1-2 pitch to Neil Walker. And Castro is out.
Castro really had to slow down his bat in order to make contact with that breaking ball.
Just easy play for Walker. Now Rizzo at the plate after Castro made the 2nd out of the inning.
Rizzo, a very dangerous hitter. Treat him carefully, even though he's just a youngster. We saw opening day what he is capable of. That home run he had opening day, if I remember right, Tim, that went all the way over the stands out onto the Riverwalk.
Yeah, it was measured at 438 feet.
Tons of power. Last pitch looked to be over the plate. That time J-Mac didn't get the call.
McDonald has retired 9 straight Cubs. Trying to make it 10. Now we go back to Monday. Rizzo took this pitch from A.J. Burnett. Got it on the sweet spot. That was the game winner. 3-1 ball game. That was a 2-run home run. Foul tipped into the mid of Martin. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So McDonald a strike away from getting out of this inning.
He's got the real good curveball going today, but it's more than just the break. It also is his location where he's thrown it.
Ground ball toward the middle. Walker retires Rizzo. 10 straight set down for James McDonald. Big Mac mowing him down right now, but the Bucs still trailing.
conversation with that too familiar scene, yeah. Set to the greatest expectation, but you may just wanna hide your eyes, 'cause this is gonna be wild. Hey, 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 let the games begin. Hey, 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 let the games begin. Hey, 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 let the games begin.
Games have begun. This is the opening series. Game 3 of this 3-game opening series with the Cubs 1-0 Chicago. Pirates batting now in the bottom of the 6th inning with Robbie Inzmakowski and Bob Walk. I'm Tim Neverett. Glad you're along watching Pirates baseball with us, no matter where you are. We want some offense.
Yeah, let the hits begin.
Yeah.
Pirates so far just one hit this afternoon.
Barmes had it. It was a double in the 3rd.
Got a breaking ball from Wood. Dropped the head of the bat to it and hooked it down that left field line.
1-1. Near to right field. Going back after it, Sherholtz.
Barnes gave that one a pretty nice ride the opposite way.
Sherholtz, recent acquisition this year by the Cubs. Been with the Phillies and the Giants. Travis Wood has been retiring a number of Buccos in a row as well. That's 8 straight since the double by Barnes. Look at that bird.
We've had some great shots over the last couple of years of that AGH cam.
That's a fly ball. Three and 0 to McDonald. So J-Mac put the bat on the shoulder here, probably for a pitch or two.
Take this one.
Take one more.
You know, I don't know if they'll give him the take, but if I was him, I probably would go ahead and do it. Even if it's a strike, then they would still got to throw another one.
McDonald thought he took ball 4. Now Wood comes back and fills up the count.
He did take ball 4, but it wasn't that pitch. It was the one pitch before that. See, number 4, that's out of the strike zone. Number 5 just barely hit it.
Payoff pitch to McDonald. And that's ball 4. So the tying run is aboard in the 6th for the Bucks. To bring up the top of the order, starting Marte. Dale Swain now not quite worried about anything just yet. A 1-0 lead.
He hates to see the walk to McDonald. Pitchers duel like this, that could be the mistake to beat you. Good opening changeup right there, it looked like. Marte able to say no to.
Almost got away, scooped up by Deanna Navarro.
Pretty nice play. It was so wild he couldn't get out there to block it, so his only hope was to pick it like a first baseman, which is difficult at times with that big catcher's glove. He was able to get it done.
Two ball, no strike pitch away to throw to first instead, and McDonald back. I don't think McDonald's going anywhere. Two and one. Marte began the season 0 for 6 before his RBI single last night. Snapped that mini skid. First time on an opening day roster for Starling Marte. Figures to be in that leadoff spot for a while. 3-1. Two now.
Cut a little slider in there. 3-1 pitches. Catching the outside corner barely.
Russell Martin on deck. And Marte goes down on strikes.
He had that little short slider that he just tickled the outside corner on, and then he came back with it but moved it in off the plate. Got Marte to swing right over the top of it. Same pitch he threw for strike two. He just moved it from the outside corner to just off the inside corner. Taking a gamble there. If he doesn't get the swing he's looking for, it's first and second, one out.
Marte 0 for 3 now. Russell Martin coming up, he's 0 for 2.
I say that, but you don't know. Wood may have been just trying to throw that, over the plate for a strike and missed with it, but lucked out, got a swing, got a chase.
Saw Sean Camp warming up. Camp, a very often used right-hander. Got a short way to second and end the inning.
Walk does not hurt him.
For Martin. On to the 7th inning, still 1-0 Chicago. When the Pens and Pirates play back-to-back on Root Sports. The Pens start off the evening at 6:30 when they take on the New York Rangers at Consol Energy Center. Then right after, it's out to the West Coast as the Pirates will take on the Dodgers at 10. Our Pucks and Bucks doubleheader. Friday, 6:30 on Root Sports. There's a vintage jersey. And McHenry getting a chest protector, and he'll head out to the bullpen. Now he's got his Bucks and Pucks outfit on. Tweet comes in, Bob. Do you think the early West Coast road trip is disruptive or good?
I'll say good because of the weather. I think it'll be good for our hitters to get out and take some swings when it's 70 degrees.
Alfonso Soriano fouls this one off.
Obviously, we'll need to get it untracked a little bit. Didn't do a whole lot opening night. 6 hits yesterday, last night. That was okay considering the conditions. Only 1 hit so far today. So I think it'll be beneficial to the hitters to get out of this cold weather for a little while.
Stood him up with a curveball, struck him out.
Got a great pitch for J-Mac so far, that hook.
It's 11 in a row for McDonald.
This kind of pitching is what I was talking about earlier, when you don't have to worry about the depth and who's coming off the DL and all that stuff. You pitch like he has this afternoon, and it all takes care of itself. That's why they always say, just worry about your job. Do what you're supposed to do, and then everything will be fine. And that's what you're seeing in action with James. Mowing him down.
Pirate offense needs to help him out. It's reminiscent of what Jeff Samardzija did on opening day. Samardzija with one of his better outings in his career. He got the win, a 3-1 Pirate loss to the Cubs on Monday. Walks. Sherholtz. So Sherholtz is aboard. 1 out and 1 on now in the top half of the 7th inning, and Ray Searage ringing the bullpen phone.
This is something that is in modern baseball, especially early. You get close, you get past 90, you start to get up there to 100 pitches. Any kind of trouble gets the bullpen going, whether it's April or this would happen even in June, July. The modern game. You're over 90 pitches, they're not going to let you get too far over 100. There's certain teams with certain pitchers that are around baseball that there's an exception that still happens, but it's very uncommon. This will be pitch number 93 for James.
Sherholtz is a threat to run. McDonald trying to keep him close to the first base bag.
And James has come up with a nice short step, a little slide step that he uses to get that ball home quick. Give Martin a shot.
Sherholtz did have a stolen base on opening day Monday. Line shot snared by Barmes. No play at first, but good play by Clint to climb the ladder and retire Deonna Navarro.
Good base running by that man. I tell you, freeze on a line drive. He did that, able to get back. Watch him. One step, he freezes, sees Barmes come down with the ball, and he's able to get back to first base without a throw.
Curveball for a strike to Valbuena. That sweeping curveball from our true center field camera. Has you lined up all the way from center field, right from the pitching rubber to the plate. Close play at first, but Sherholtz getting the hand in.
Barmes climbing the ladder. Immediately he's going to come back and look to first base to see if he had a play. It's easier this time of year to freeze on the line drive.
Well, the temperature helps,
especially if it's a frozen road.
Sherholtz off of first. Gabby Sanchez holding him on. 2 out. There to left field. Marte makes the catch. No runs, no hits. No errors and a man left. It is stretch time, middle of the 7th. We keep it here and let you enjoy some of the sights and sounds of PNC Park on this Thursday afternoon. The season for the first time ever. Angels and the Reds in Cincinnati. Here it is 1-0. Pirates trailing the Cubs, and James McDonald has done pretty well so far through the first 7 innings. Just 2 hits given up in the 3rd, and that has resulted in the lone run. Sean Camp takes over for the Cubs, 3-6 last year. 359 the earned run average. Appeared in 80 games. Sean Camp is used an awful lot. So the Pirates getting past Travis Wood. Wood, a very good outing. And McCutchen so far is 0 for 2. He has struck out swinging twice.
Kutch, you'd be happy with a different pitcher on the mound, you think?
I think he might be. It's a right-hander now, and Camp instead of the lefty Wood, who has sat down after 6 innings of 1-hit ball.
Well, we talked about the left-handed fastballs in the strike zone. We were going to watch, see how that worked out with McCutchen, and it definitely did not work out the right way. Good pitch, just catching the knees.
Sean Camp has his side. He winds in the 1-2. To the left side, charging Valbuena. He won't have a play. Well, an error charged on Luis Valbuena. The Pirates have a base runner in the bottom of the 7th.
Really backed up, and so he was worried about the speed. Came in, got in a hurry, and booted it. Boy, hit right in the middle of the glove. Right there. Looks like it might have caught the side of the thumb a little bit.
Almost like you squeezed it too early. 1 on, nobody out. Throw over to first base. McCutchen safe. McCutchen now with 100 career stolen bases. He has stolen a base in each of the first 2 games this year. Also this season incorporating the head first slide, which he hadn't done last year.
He's a little uncomfortable slide last night.
It was.
He never made it to the bag. I guess it was Castro that dropped the ball. You can get hurt going in head first, and that's going to be a little bit, you know, we've got to hold our breath. But if you're quicker getting to the bag, you feel more comfortable, and that's the way you're going to be successful. That's what you have to do. So McCutchen going head first. Middle infielders like that better. You don't have to worry about cleats.
Right. There goes McCutchen. Swing and a miss by Sanchez. Throw down is not there. Stolen base number 101. That time he went in feet first.
Yeah. I wonder if it was because of that very uncomfortable looking slide last night.
Pirates with nobody out and have the tying run in scoring position.
Look, the ball was there in time. Yeah, you saw the ball flash through. Just bounced a little bit too far from the bag. It was mishandled.
McCutchen running well. 3 for 3 in stolen base attempts this season. That's a good thing to see out of him, because last year there were times when it seemed like he was gun shy to go. And oftentimes he'd get thrown out in situations you think he might have an opportunity to get a good jump off a certain pitcher. But the stolen base game, if he can put that all together, he'd be a perennial 2020 guy.
Oh, he could. He should 40 should be
30 guy.
Yeah, 40. That's what, 2 steals a week.
Yeah.
That's not much.
Not for a guy like Andrew McCutchen, who's got 1 a day. 1 a day is okay.
Yeah, that's asking a little bit. You know, 162.
Yeah. Well, we'll give him 2 games off. How's that? 160. Sanchez reaches. Did he go?
I hope they don't ask, because I thought he might have. No, they don't ask. Surprised me. I guess I'm wrong. You can see Cabby right now. He wants badly to move the runner along. Now, would you ask if that happened in a situation like this?
Absolutely.
They didn't.
What do you have to lose? You have nothing to lose.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
It's not like you have a limited number of asks. Just ask. But Cubs didn't do it.
Well, I wonder if the Cubs did ask and they were declining. I think that could have happened. So Cuzzy might have said, no, I saw it, I don't have to ask. Because I saw him yelling something to their dugout.
2-2 to Sanchez. Nobody out. McCutchen. Great speed at second base. 1-0 Chicago. Bottom of inning number 7.
Something to that right side. Get him a third. Gabby's committed to doing that. You saw him had a little inside out swing. He's trying to push the ball over there. He knows how important it is to move the runner. This is that little type of the game, the strategy type baseball that you have to play every now and then when you get in these tight games. You can't go for yourself. You have to do what it takes to move that runner.
Struck out. Sanchez tried, but came up empty. And there is 1 out in the Pirates' half of the 7th.
He certainly, you can't fault the effort. You could tell that he was doing his best to try and get that ball the other direction.
Dale Swaim's going to come out and get the right-handed Camp and go to the lefty Russell and get the left-on-left matchup with Pedro Alvarez coming to the plate. So Camp comes in, faces 2 men, leaves the tying run at second base. 1-0 Cubs, middle of the 7th.
Injury update, and it's regarding Charlie Morton working his way back from Tommy John surgery. Through a simulated game yesterday, 28 pitches in 2 innings, no issues reported. That's the best news of it. He also threw 40 warm-up pitches before he threw the simulated game, Tim and Bob. So good news with Charlie Morton. The thing that they're looking at now is when does he start getting officially out of the rehab phase and into the phase of building up his pitch count, and that is when we could start maybe nailing down at least a time frame for when he may be able to be ready for duty. So all good news so far on Charlie Morton. Let's hope it continues that way.
I had a good chat with Charlie when he was here briefly on opening day. He's throwing all his pitches. Started with a 4-seamer, went to a 2-seamer, and then has been throwing the curveball lately. So he says he's throwing all of his pitches, and he is completely comfortable doing so.
That's bad news for me. I like it when he throws 2-seamer and slider, nothing else.
James Russell, lefty to face the lefty Pedro Alvarez. Pedro's 0 for 2. Pirates have the tying run in scoring position. McCutchen reached on an error by the third baseman Valbuena. Stole second base. First thing Russell does is pay attention to McCutchen. The switch hitter Walker on deck.
It's hard for McCutchen really to get a big jump with the shift on. You have Castro standing right there next to the bag. Hold him on.
Low for Pedro. Ball 1. Alvarez has 1 RBI, a base hit on opening day. Scoring McCutchen.
Kind of a good thing too, though, but about maybe stealing third. Wait until after this pitch is over. Bring it up.
2 balls, no strikes.
Valbuena is so far off the bag that if McCutchen does take off, it's going to be one of those situations where the throw is going to get to the bag the same time Valbuena gets there, and it's going to be more of a more difficult play. Like, look how far he has to go to get to that bag.
Popped up. Rizzo coming in. He'll call off the catcher Navarro. Makes the catch at fair ground.
Hey, Rizzo wasn't sure. He was it looked like he was looking for help there for a second. He was playing deep, had a long way to come. Right about now, Rizzo's coming in, but he's looking at the catcher. He doesn't know if he can get there. And he made it. Ball was a mile high. Ball was almost at Denver. Mile high.
5,280 feet up. Let's bring up Neil Walker. Stung the ball last time up to deep center field. There goes McCutchen, and he is in easily with a stolen base. His second of the ball game, 4th of the year.
He'll get 40, no problem. You watch.
That'd be great to see. Really would be great. He's on a good pace right now.
Now with 2 outs, they quit watching. They back off. It's not that important for them to make sure he doesn't get to third. Now, 1 out, that's a big steal. 2 outs, yeah, I mean, you're not scoring on a ground ball. You're not forcing them to bring the infield in. You're not scoring on a sacrifice fly. So the middle infielders, they're more inclined to back off and worry about a ground ball base hit than they are about holding a runner.
Walker robbed of a single in the second inning. His sinking fly ball was caught by a diving Nate Scherholz. He made a spectacular play. 2-1 now to Neil. Andrew McCutchen, among the early season leaders in stolen bases. That's a strike. And now Walker with an even count, 2-2. Looks like he's ready to go. 2 outs, McCutchen at third. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Walker. James Russell on the hill, the third pitcher used by the Cubs. Pirates still with 1 hit this afternoon. That was Clint Barmas doubled in the 3rd inning off of Wood. Strike 3 call. And the Pirates strand the tying run at 3rd in the 7th. Through 7 full at PNC Park. Cubs hanging on to that slim 1-0 lead. Bullpen. Justin Wilson, a lot of zeros up there. Same for Jared Hughes. Mark Melanson, all zeros in the run column. Jason Grilly earned his first save last night. Farrell Automotive, we're driven to be better. Just 1 of 4 bullpens to not allow a run yet in the majors. New acquisition, Mark Melanson. 41 games last year with Boston.
ERA got away from him a little bit, up to 6.20, but he's been successful at this level also. Try to have a little bit of a comeback season. Also could, we talked about this winter of seeing some 9th inning work, maybe getting some shots at saves, but maybe not the way really pitches like he has for the last 2 years and like he did last night, then that won't come about.
Brent Lillibridge takes low, ball 1.
Jason really excited to be the closer, isn't he?
He is.
Say J Mac, congratulations, and he's got to feel good, don't you think?
Well, 7 innings. 2 hits, 1 earned run, walked 2, struck out 4. Bad start, but right now on the hook.
Well, you understand that it is on the hook, but on the personal side of things, what happened last year, he's taken out of the rotation there at the end of the season, and kind of an up and down spring, and to come out today and do what he did, I think is pretty good. Nice catch by Tabla as he goes up against that short, kind of dangerous railing. You can see the railing comes up to about just above the knee, and if you go in there too aggressive, you could easily go flipping in, and it's deeper. It's actually kind of set down in the ground. The field is a little higher than where those seats are down that line.
Pinch hitter is Steve Clevenger. Clevenger, utility player, also a catcher.
When we first came over here, that was one of the first things Kevin Young, who was our first baseman at the time, was talking about it. He needed to be careful going over toward that railing because it was a little on the low side.
That could upend you.
Yep. Come back to J-Mac for a moment. There's that railing, and you can tell how much lower those seats are. You don't want to go flipping in there.
Chopper to third. Alvarez thrown across the body. Nice play by Pedro.
Excellent.
Alvarez had to go hard to his right in the backhand play. That's a tough one throwing across the body.
He has such a strong arm. It's a play he can make. I'll wrap it up real quick because it's going pretty fast with about J-Mac, that even though he is behind, the reality is he came out here today and pitched extremely well. Gave up 1 run on just 2 hits. This is a big step forward for him, and hopefully he can get some momentum built on this and be that pitcher that he was last year for most of the season.
Jesus takes a strike, 0-1. 2 outs quickly in the Cub 8th. It's a foul ball. Melanson tried to play it off, but it came off the leg of De Jesus. Off the toe.
Yeah. Even the foot, toe, foot. Toes on the foot.
Need a tow truck.
That one's going to stay foul. I'd like to say happy birthday to my oldest son, Tommy.
How old's Tommy today?
33, if my calculations are right.
That make you feel older?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Every year.
Yeah. I don't think he's probably at work, not watching, but happy birthday anyway, Tom.
Well, someone's going to text him, in a matter of minutes or seconds, perhaps.
It's that type of world now, isn't it? Everything is instantaneous.
Jay Fujikawa warming up. He got a save on opening day.
Emergency save opening day.
It was an emergency save. Carlos Marmol, who was out there to get the save, couldn't get it done. And Fujikawa came in and faced one man and got credit for the save. This one is in play, and Melanson will make the play himself. He'll tag out to Jesus. Clean inning for Mark Melanson. 1-2-3 go the Cubs. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. 1-0 Chicago. On this week's episode, the Pens clinched their first ever trip to the Stanley Cup Finals after defeating the Bruins in Game 6 of the 1991 Conference Finals. Hear from Peter Taglianetti, Phil Bork, Bob Airey, and Paul Steigerwald while you relive this unforgettable game. Sunday Night Classics, Sunday, 7:30 on Root Sports. Beat 'em Bucks, that's what's trying to happen here today, but the Pirates offense has been stymied. Alberto Gonzalez comes in for Lillibridge at second base, and Kyuji Fujikawa makes his second major league appearance. But certainly, he is no unseasoned pitcher. He has had all-star seasons and record-setting seasons in Japan, pitching as a reliever for the Hanshin Tigers.
His lifetime earned run average in Japan, that's very impressive. 177. And we're not talking about one of his good years. That's everything he's done over there all put together. Just 177. That's impressive.
Last year, 132. Year before that, 2011, 124. 2008, 067 in 63 appearances. Set a Japan League record in 2006 with 38 consecutive scoreless appearances. A little tapper to Gonzalez, fresh into the game. He throws out Talbot. One gone for the Pirates in the 8th. Carlos Marmol, who couldn't get the job done as the closer on Monday afternoon. And you got to wonder whether or not Dale Swaim is going to pull the trigger on having Fujikawa be the closer at some point. There's been some talk about that in Chicago, whether it will be Fujikawa or Marmol.
I think they would like to have someone take Marmol off their hands, but they need him to pitch well so that they can move him.
Travis Snyder hitting in the 8th spot for Barmas. And Hurl getting a left-handed bat in there against the right-hander Fujikawa. One out, bases empty. And their shift tightens up that right side of the infield.
It's absolutely wide open on that side for him if he was going to bunt, and that's, I mean, you'd love to get that tying run on base, and it's right there. Look, there, bunt it firm toward third, and there's nobody there to get you out.
That's what Snyder's trying to do.
It's almost like a sacrifice, though. You don't have to like bunt it and run like you're trying to drop down a drag bunt. Just go ahead, turn around, bunt it firm that direction. There's nobody there. See how he tried to like poke at it? Bunt it like you're laying down a sacrifice bunt to third base.
Now Castro will sneak in toward the grass now.
He's brought him in. He had to do that, which is good.
There's a tapper back to Fujikawa.
Just showing that bunt makes them bring somebody in the guard against it, and now they can't stay back there on the outfield grass and take away a ground ball. So I mean that's what you need to do. Look, Castro's in on the grass now. That's exactly what you're looking for to do. If they take away the bunt, fine, swing the bat. But don't let everybody move over and just play on the edge of the grass. Now they're going to do that here with Garrett, but there's 2 outs. Garrett's got good power. This is not a bunt situation, even though they're giving it to him.
A couple of seasons ago in Arizona, the Diamondbacks played Jones this way. And it wasn't a 2-out situation.
Yeah, with nobody out, 1 out.
Yeah, he eventually took his bunt base hit.
Yeah, go ahead and take the bunt base hit. But right now, with 2 outs, you're looking to hit the ball out of the ballpark or at least get an extra base hit. You got to get yourself in the scoring position here with 2 outs. So you got to swing the bat.
Jason's really getting loose. Jared Hughes looking like he'll join him on the mound. Oh, and 2, the count to Jones.
Dale Swaim, it looks to me, has really become a believer in the shift. using against lefties, righties. Really committed to it.
Fujikawa's 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. He strikes out Garrett Jones, and Fujikawa comes in out of the bullpen, retiring the Pirates in order. 9th inning, and Jared Hughes coming on for the Bucks.
Presented by authority of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Welcome to the 9th inning. He wants a run or two. Pirates down 1-0. Cubs got a run in the 3rd inning. That's been it all afternoon. John McDonald comes in to take over for Clint Barmas at shortstop. And Jared Hughes, right-hander, into the ball game. He'll face the 2-3-4 hitters for the Cubs, Castro, Rizzo, and Soriano. Thought he was keeping score.
He is.
In his own way. Doing it apparently. Does it on the cover. Castro 1 for 3, an RBI single in the 3rd. He's driven in the game's only run. Strike. Jared Hughes excited to go back to his home area. He lives in Texas now, but grew up in Southern California. Went to school at Long Beach State. Gets ahead of Castro, 0-2. Told me yesterday you'll expect to see a group of family and friends at Dodger Stadium. He grew up not very far from Dodger Stadium. 0-2, and he struck him out. Castro down on strikes to start the 9th. Let's go down near the dugout and check in with Robbie.
Well, you look at that look on Jared Hughes' face. He looks like an angry human being when he is between the lines. And if anybody has met Jared Hughes outside of the diamond, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. The story behind that, he said a couple years ago he was on the verge of being released from the minor leagues and unsure of where his career would go had he been released. A teammate said, hey, just act teed off every time you're between the lines. And he said, ever since then, I have pitched with a level of anger that I never had before, and my career has taken off. I have a spot in the big leagues, and it's just the way I carry myself between the lines. And Tim and Bob, you can attest, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, but don't mess with him between the lines.
Yeah, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. 2-0 to Rizzo.
I can remember when he came into the first game in the big leagues, I was like amazed. His demeanor is so different than how he is when you just meet him in the hallway or something, talk to him. I mean, he's over the top nice when you meet him anywhere but on the diamond.
And a 4-pitch walk issued to Rizzo. So Opposite extremes. Strikeout on 3 pitches and a walk on 4. There's Marmol getting loose. He would come in to try to close the game out in the bottom of the 9th. Pirates dropped game 1 of this series 3-1. Won last night 3-0. This is the rubber game here. Soriano at the plate. Could be a double play candidate.
Anytime Jarrett's on the mound throwing that sinker, there's somebody's on base, you got to think double play.
He'll take a ground ball out as well as a strikeout.
Rizzo's going to. Oh, I thought Rizzo was going to run. See how far he jumped off? Would have been picked off if Hughes would have came over. Jumped way off there right away and then had to come back. Jarrett held the ball on him.
Throws over that time, and Rizzo back standing. Alfonso Soriano has popped out twice. He struck out looking in the 7th. McDonald got him with a curveball. That pitch too far inside, 1-1. One from Hughes to Soriano. Foul. So Martin.
A piece of him.
Yeah, he got whacked a little bit.
Got him in his thumb. Yep. Oh, that just beats on it. That's what happens when you have that sinker ball guy out there. It just pounds your thumb. Pounds it. Pitchers like to call that a heavy ball. The sinker comes in and sits right on their thumb. Makes it feel like they're catching a shot put. A lot of catchers, they'll have the hard plastic, almost like a cone shaped thing that fits over the thumb to try and give it some support. Like Martin might have had something like that on
there. Strike 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning now for Hughes, as he struck out the cleanup man Soriano. Now he'll have to tangle with Nate Scherholz.
Nice slider. The Soriano way out in front of that pitch. He was really fooled by the lack of velocity. You see that the bat head through the strike zone and the ball still hadn't got there yet.
Rizzo off of first base, held on by Sanchez. Pitch to Scherholz, missed. Scherholz 0 for 2. He's walked. Struck out looking in the 2nd inning and then bounced out to Gabby Sanchez at first in the 4th. 1-0 Cubs, top of the 9th. 2 out, 1 on. And Jared Hughes steps off.
Again, Rizzo jumping way off there. He would love to be at second base. Cubs love him to be out there. They want to get an insurance run. They know that the opener Marmol was very shaky. And right now, he's only going to have a 1-run lead in that 9th inning.
Genmar Gomez Just picked up a baseball and begun to throw. Former Cleveland Indian. He was trying to go for that outer corner again and missed.
Gomez might be just getting a little throwing in.
Chris LaRue was up for a little bit, but he has sat down.
Could be doing the same thing.
There goes the runner, and the throw down by Martin, not in time. A stolen base for Anthony Rizzo, who just took advantage with a huge jump off of Jared Hughes.
Yeah, he's been doing it, jumping way off, trying to time it. Look, I mean, he's off to the races. No chance of throwing him out. Never looked over his shoulder, just absolutely concentrating on that bag, straight steal.
3-1 is the count. Russell Martin's going to go buy some time. Clint Hurdle checking to see if Genmar's ready. Bullpen coach Euclides Rojas behind him. 3 balls and a strike. It's turned out to be a much better day weather-wise today than we had here last night in terms of the temperature. Pirates bats have remained cold today. Sherholtz to center field and deep on the run. McCutcheon. He is to the wall, and that ball is gone. A 2-run home run by Nate Sherholtz, and the Cubs lead it 3-0. That's the insurance the Cubs were looking for in the 9th inning.
A little more than maybe they were looking for. They were playing some small ball, getting Rizzo to second base, looking just for a single. They can get one insurance run in, and Sherholtz goes dead center. Trying to talk to it a little bit. It wouldn't listen.
So Jared Hughes gets a visit from Ray Searage. That walk to Rizzo, that one really hurt also because that run comes across.
Hughes just leaves his sinker up. Your bread and butter is a sinker. You got to work downstairs. Watch the level of that ball. It's coming over the plate just below the belt. That is much, much too high for a sinker. It is simply bad location on that pitch. AGH cam showing that attempt by McCutcheon, although I don't think he had any chance at all of getting that one. That looked like it was well over the fence.
Deanna Navarro looks at ball 1-1. Bouncer to Walker. He takes care of it. But the Cubs strike for 2 runs. Nate Sherholtz, first home run of the season, makes it a 3-0 Cub lead. And the Cubs, the home run from Sherholtz getting insurance in the top of the 9th inning. Last wraps for the Bucks. MLB.TV celebrating 11 years now. Join the millions of fans and subscribe today. Watch every out-of-market game live online on your favorite mobile and connected devices in HD quality with MLB.TV Premium. Visit MLB.TV today. MLB.TV. Baseball everywhere. Well, the Cubs go to Carlos Marmol. Things didn't work out well for him on Monday, but the Cubs were still able to pull off the ball game. The Cubs looking to take 2 of 3 if he can get 3 outs before the Pirates get at least 3 runs. And he'll face the top of the order: Marte, Martin, and McCutchen. Marmol, fastball slider guy. Starling Marte looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 3. Well, the bats for the Pirates have been like the temperature, very cold.
Got to be patient now. You're down by 3 runs. You have a pitcher on the mound that struggles throwing strikes. Gets a lot of his outs on chases out of the strike zone. Don't do him any favors. We saw it on opening night that if you show some patience, you can get to him. He does not like to throw the ball in the strike zone.
Two balls and no strikes. Well, this is the time that Marte needs to set the table as a leadoff hitter and get on base.
Everybody that's going up there should be taking a strike.
There's the strike. 2-1.
Now you can swing. Everybody just take a strike. Make him prove that he can get one in there to you.
2010, Marmol had a career high 38 saves. Last year he had 20. And Marte starts the inning off with a base hit to left. So Marte does indeed set the table.
Need one more table setter. His fastball very crisply to left center. Same thing. He's still down by 3 runs. Tying run is not even to the plate yet. Be careful. Got to take a strike. Okay, now you can swing.
Strike to Martin. He's 0 for 3. Ball and 1 strike to the Pirates catcher. The 1-1. That's a strike call, and now Marmol gets ahead.
That's a good slider of his.
Marmol pitching to Russell Martin. Marte off of first. That one's outside. This is the type of pitch that he tries to get chases on.
It looked like it's in the strike zone.
It was a pretty good pitch, actually.
I think got lucky with the call on that one.
Upon further review. But a break for Martin that time. Well, there's the chase pitch, and that missed. 3-2. Count full. And Marte with good speed at first. Andrew McCutchen in the on-deck circle. Pirates trying to put together a legitimate threat here in the bottom of the 9th, down 3-0. Nobody out. And the 3-2 pitch is low, ball 4, and the Pirates will bring the tying run to the plate.
Single and a walk. Marmol, you saw last year, he is nowhere near as dependable as he used to be.
There's Blasio, the pitching coach, starting to pace in the dugout.
Nothing you could do. It doesn't get the chases really that he did in the past. Russell Martin up there probably threw a couple pitches where he just didn't get the call. Looked like they were close enough, but if you're going to be wild, you get that reputation of not being able to throw a strike. It's hard to get the close pitches sometimes called in your favor.
Hisanori Takahashi's been summoned to start warming up for Chicago. This is the second outing of the season for Marmol when he's come in to close a ball game, and it's the second time that Dale Swain has had to have somebody up behind him. McCutchen trying to take advantage here. Ahead in the count, 1-0. And a base hit by McCutchen. They're going to send Marte. And the Pirates are on the board. It's 3-1. An RBI single for Andrew McCutchen.
With nobody out, tying run at first with a ton of speed. There he is, Andrew McCutchen. Drive in the left field. Just keep the line moving. Marte with that great speed, easily scoring.
Blasio will slow things down a bit and pay a visit to Marmol, giving Takahashi a chance to warm up. Takahashi, a brief visit with the Pirates last year, also appeared at the end of the game last night.
I wonder how the Pirates will play this. Last time Sanchez was up, he was asked to bunt the tying run to third base. He wasn't able to do it. Ended up swinging away when he got 2 strikes on him and couldn't get the ball hit that direction. I wonder if he'll be asked to bunt again. Get the tying run to second.
Russell Martin at second base, McCutchen at first. Marmol's pitch. And Sanchez takes strike 1. That's twice as many hits here in the 9th than they had in the first 8 innings. 3 hits in the game now. See where Rizzo, the first baseman, is playing. Now he'll back up a bit. Sanchez will take strike 2.
Rizzo back way out of there now.
Oh, 2 to Gabby. To the right side. That's through to right field. Martin's coming around third. He will score. It's 3-2.
And the important thing is the tying run is at third base with nobody out. That's huge. That ball not handled but slowed down enough to where McCutchen can get himself to third base. That's the tying run. That's the runner everybody is all worried about, and they couldn't prevent him from getting to third. Rizzo has absolutely got to keep that ball in the infield.
First to third for Andrew McCutchen. He knows the situation. He's got to get to third and still nobody out.
Well, the other runners don't mean a whole lot. He was the one that really meant something. Get that tying run over. Sanchez all pumped up as he should be. Not only getting the runner to third, but now he's the tying or the winning run. He's on base.
Pedro Alvarez against Marmol. Takes strike 1. Interesting
that Cubs have the lefty up, and they've made the choice not to use him.
Sonori Takahashi continues to warm. 0-1. Fouled off, 0-2 to Pedro. Two for 8 in his career against Marmol. And Alvarez down on strikes.
Slider got his chase. That's what Marmol does when he's getting outs. He gets him outside of the strike zone.
Pirates trailing by a run in the bottom of the 9th inning. Tying runs at third, 1 out. Walker against Carlos Marmol. Gary Sanchez at first. And Neal takes outside. You can't watch.
Definitely advantage Pirates right now.
It's the guy they got to get in.
At least to get this game tied.
Walker, ground ball to second. Could be 2. And it is 2. And the Cubs will win the game on a double play hit into by Neil Walker.
Marmol, I don't know how he did it. I do not know how he got out of that.
Well, smoke and mirrors today for Carlos Marmol. He picks up the save and saves the win for Travis Wood. So the Cubs take 2 of 3 from the Pirates after Walker hits into the double play to win the ball game.
Looked like Neil tried to pull a ball that was away from him, and more often than not that he'll put that one on the ground.
Well, the Pirates' comeback bid is too short today. Final score, Cubs 3, Pirates 2. Let's check in now with Paul Alexander and Kent Colby.
All right, Tim, thank you very much. Obviously, a little bit of heroics here in the 9th inning, just not enough in the bottom half. As Marmol, as they said, somehow with smoke and mirrors, Steve, gets out of what was, I think, a critical situation.